What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. When Mr. Davis was first revealed, I thought to myself that this could be Gucci Mane's biggest album since getting out of prison in 2016. I felt like all the high profile names were there, from Chris Brown to The Weeknd to Ty Dolla $ign and even A$AP Rocky. So he really pulled out all the stops for this album. Now, Mr. Davis was supposed to come out a couple days after his autobiography in September, but it got pushed back to October 13th, which is probably for the better because it allowed his autobiography to get a little bit more shine. I reviewed the autobiography on this channel, so you can check that out if you're interested. But if you want the short version, go pick up the book. It is well worth the time and money, and you'll love his story. With Mr. Davis, I just wanted to do a slightly shorter review than I usually do. So let's get into it and highlight my favorite song on Mr. Davis. Work in Progress is the intro on this album, and man, it really feels like a trailer for Gucci Mane's autobiography. Throughout this short record, he mentions his family, his dad passing last year, how close he is with his brother. He talks about how getting kicked out of his house at an early age was one of the best things because it allowed him to get himself a Chevy and a set of gold teeth. So it's one of those records that is like real quick. It's only like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, if that. And it allows Gucci to really, what am I trying to say? Like, he makes sure to use every word, every line to his advantage. This is some of Gucci's best writing, in my opinion, on this particular song. It's some of the best writing that I've heard from him in a while. The best way to describe Gucci is through the last line on this song where he says, "I'm just a work in progress. I'm not even through." That pretty much sums up like Gucci's entire career. He's a work in progress. We're all works of progress. So I like that line a lot. I think it ended the song on a high note. Now let's very quickly highlight a couple honorable mentions. The first is Stuntin' Ain't Nothing featuring Slim Jxmmi and Young Dolph. Slim Jxmmi has always kind of played like, I don't want to sit here and like feel like I'm disrespecting him, but he's kind of always played like the background role to Sway Lee, who's been all over the place getting these features and bodying them in the process. Slim Jxmmi really went off on this hook here. I think it's the best thing I've heard from him guest feature wise. And then of course Gucci and Dolph do their thing. It's the type of record that they need to be on, and they do their thing. They kill it. My other honorable mention is called Curve featuring The Weeknd. I thought this was a nice record. It was, different to hear The Weeknd and Gucci together. It was something that I didn't really expect to ever hear. My last honorable mention, I know the last part made it seem like this was my last one, but no, I had a third honorable mention, and that is Lil Story featuring Schoolboy Q. Another collaboration I wasn't expecting, but one that I am happy that we got because this joint is banging. My least favorite song on Mr. Davis is Make Love featuring Nicki Minaj. Now, I hate when I do this because I feel like I'm singling out Nicki Minaj, but I'm really not. It's just a record that I wasn't into. And I'll tell you why. I get that for Mr. Davis, Gucci wanted like that added boost, and Nicki's name is going to help, as well as, kind of factor in like streams and whatnot. So I get the idea of having this song on the album, but at the same time, it feels like a song that is outdated. When this record came out earlier this year, Nicki was still beefing with Remy Ma, and so her extended long verse is mostly dedicated to that situation. Now, I'm not saying that it is particularly a bad verse, because I don't think it is, but kind of now looking back at it and the whole situation, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like a record that should be on here at this present time. Mr. Davis might be the best overall album that Gucci Mane has put out in a long time. I felt like minus a few songs, this was Gucci really being in his element. He was at his top form. One of the things that I noticed about this album is that he has some producers on here that he's never worked with or has rarely worked with. I mean, the intro is produced by Murder Beats, and they, like, all these beats, they really fit, and I think Gucci got a good batch of beats from the producers that he worked with on this album. So Mr. Davis is definitely an album worth your time, worth checking out, much like the autobiography. So Gucci Mane is just winning all around, from a stellar book to a great album, and who knows what's next. I know Gucci has joked that he wants to put out even more projects in 2018, and surely that will be the case. In more films, more books, whatever. Gucci is a hustler. He's going to continue to put out content in any way possible to satisfy his hungry fan base. So those are my thoughts on Gucci Mane's Mr. Davis album. After you listen to this one, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.